What's going on, everybody? Welcome to today's video, reacting to new Fender American Vintage 2 guitars, NAMM 2025 by Guitar Center. So what's going on, everybody? Today, we're going to be reacting to new Fender American Vintage 2 guitars, NAMM 2025 by Guitar Center. And as always, if you haven't subscribed to Guitar Center, go and give them a sub right now. And I've included the link for the original video down in the description below. Please go and click on that and give that a like as well too on the original video. And on my video, this video, leave a comment on what you'd like to see me react to next. And let's get to it.
Hey, it's Max with Guitar Center. We're here at Winter NAMM 2025, and we just stopped by the Fender booth. We're chatting with Al. Al, how's it going?
Great, man. How are you?
Just living the NAMM dream. So you've got in your hands a new instrument that is part of a line extension of American Vintage 2. Is that right?
Yeah, for NAMM, we've got some color swaps that we're doing. We have a limited edition 51 Telly and a brand new model that is a line extension, the 1965 Strat. So this will be a permanent addition to our American Vintage 2 line. And it's got some really incredible features. It's kind of highlights a transition era kind of Stratocaster. It's got this really bold, awesome gold transition logo. The neck on this guy is just perfect. It's not thick or thin. It's right in between. Gray bottom pickups that sound amazing. We can demonstrate that in just a sec. Pearl dot inlays. And, you know, it's all lacquer. Comes in 3 great colors: Sonic Blue, Candy Apple Red, or Shoreline Gold. And, you know, the American Vintage 2 line is highlighting specific years of models from Fender's past and just doing them right. The right hardware, the right pickups, lacquer finishes, all that great stuff.
So basically, it's just a complete 65 model. I wonder if that's one of the models that still had just a 3-way switch. Let me know. Leave a comment below. I'm sure that the internet will correct me if I'm not correct, but was it still with the 65s that it was still just a 3-way switch, and not a 3-way switch in the way that we're used to 3-way switches now, where it would select just any one of the 3 single coils? Yeah, let me know in the comments down below.
So it's a really fun line. They're amazing sounding, fun to play instruments.
So when you talk about transition period, for those that may not be as attuned to Fender history, that's that kind of like CBS era takeover, right?
Yeah, CBS bought Fender the very last month of 1965. And so as that was happening, the instruments were kind of changing, and they changed obviously radically once CBS took over. But some of these models were changing already.
Like any time one company purchases another company, they're purchasing that company for the name and the reputation that company has always built. And as always, as soon as that happens, what does the other company, the parent company that bought that company, do instantly? They try to water things down as much as they can. Cut workers, cut, use cheaper parts, cheaper wood, because everything's cheaper, right? Cheaper labor, ship it to, other factories across seas, and you get things that are not of the same quality. Happens quite often, not just with guitars, but almost every industry. Whenever a bigger company buys out a smaller company that's doing good, they keep the name, but everything about it just ends up being watered down, shell of a form of what it used to be, because they're already going off of the name and the reputation that was established
before CBS actually bought Fender. And this is an example. Leo was always constantly fiddling with the designs, trying to make them better, changing things up. Ton of stuff changed in that transition period between Fender ownership and when CBS purchased the company.
And, I was out at the custom shop last year and talking to some of the master builders. And I remember that there's a combination of things to talk about. Well, certainly there's always this tinkering,
Yeah.
but it's also a little bit of that utilitarian. Well, what parts were on hand too, even, right? Which I imagine is a big part of the transition period.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Leo was very utilitarian and he never threw anything away. Anything that was around, he would use in some fashion. So, yeah, that's absolutely correct.
So you might have had a new design that was, seen as an advance or a change or whatever, but you also might have had some parts that were bought in 1963 that were just still lying around, right?
Absolutely. Necks, that had a different shape might have been used. Pickup construction might have varied depending on the production week, all that kind of stuff. Paint colors varied, sunbursts kind of faded out. And
I think I remember hearing back then with like Gibson and Fender guitars that pretty much all the color options were the same options that they had for the colors of various cars. That was pretty much it. Those were pretty much your main color options. There's only a few commercial paint companies, and there's kind of, what do you want it for? Here we go. There you go. Again, in comments down below if I was incorrect, which I might be. I am from time to time.
lost the red stripe, and sometimes they did, sometimes they didn't. Tons of changes that would happen, sometimes for utilitarian reasons, sometimes for playability reasons, but constant change was like a watchword of Fender of old.
So, outside of making a decision on aesthetics, which a lot of us guitarists do, if you're looking at the American Vintage 2 Series and you're looking at some of the other Strats available, what really, how would you distinguish this in kind of like an elevator pitch almost, if you will?
Well, again, this has a very different neck. The 57 Strat has a V neck, and the 61 Strat that we're selling has a much skinnier neck than this one. This neck is kind of, for me, like a Goldilocks neck that's not too thick, not too thin. It's got a nice C shape. So it's very different than either the 57 or 61 necks that we sell.
This one is just right.
So with that in mind, you want to give us a little sampling what they sound like?
Sure, yeah.
And before you start playing, what are we plugged into here?
We've got the brand new Tone Master 59 Bassman. So this is the Tone Master version of the classic Fender amp. It's got power attenuator, all the great features of a Bassman, but it's
I bet you it's going to sound freaking angelic. Mwah. My dream amp is an actual 59 Bassman head. So that way I can plug it in to whatever cabinet I want. I take one of those, but the 59 Bassman, everything is based off of the Bassman. It's a variation on that, and that. Perfect pedal platform. The most glorious clean tones. Mwah. I bet you it's going to sound angelic.
It's like you could pick it up with like two fingers, incredibly light. It's got a direct line out, and you can get great tones, crank tones at lower volumes because of the attenuator. And of course, it's digital, but you can't even tell. If you were blindfolded, you'd be shocked that you were playing through a digital amp.
Blasphemy! Calling it a 59 Bassman and it's digital? There's no tubes? Blasphemy! I take it all back. It will not sound angelic. It will not sound angelic. Calling it a 59 Bassman and it's got no tubes? Rah! I'm just kidding. It might be all right, but no, seriously, I thought it was my dream amp is an actual 59 Bassman tube. Great pedal platform.
Yeah. And you did mention it does have a direct out, which our audio engineer over here is very happy about, and that's what you're about to hear. So, Al, let's hear it.
All right.
I'm curious as to what complete and total clean tones sound like on that, because that's what I always want my Fender amps for. Complete and total clean toned, and I'll throw my proper overdrives. I got two different gain stages and overdrive and an all out distortion that I would like to use for various gain stages. But I wonder what that thing sounds like angelically clean. Let me hear that neck pickup and that thing completely clean with no overdrive or fuzz on it. I'm curious of that, especially since it's a digital amp. Still a little weird about them calling it a 59 Bassman and it's digital. It's misleading. Some might call it sacrilegious.
That's my favorite part.
So that sounds fantastic. Before I let you get out of here, earlier you mentioned there's that limited edition Telecaster. Can you tell us a little more about that one?
Yeah, it's basically our 1951 American Vintage 2 Tele. So it's got all the same features, the U-neck, the lacquer finish, the incredible 51 pickups, but it's limited edition because it's painted in this basic white finish. And that harkens back to the early prototypes of the Telecaster. When Leo was working on those, he painted a lot of them just a plain white. And so that color is called prototype white as kind of a nod back to the prototype teles that Leo built back in the day. And that's a limited run that you can order now, and we'll take all the orders and we'll build them, and then they'll be gone.
So outside of that limited one, what's availability looking like on these? Are these going to be hitting stores soon? How soon can we see them?
These are going to ship in March. So we're building them now, and very soon we're going to start shipping them out, and you'll start seeing them pop up in your store.
Shipping now.
Well, Al, thank you so
As
much
we
for your time
speak.
today. This sounded fantastic. Great
They have
playing.
shipped.
If you want to learn more about the all-new American Vintage 2 models, including that limited edition Tele, head to GuitarCenter.com. And for all the latest new from NAMM, stay tuned to GC's YouTube channel.
All right. That was reacting to new Fender American Vintage 2 guitars, NAMM 2025 by Guitar Center. As always, if you've not already subscribed to Guitar Center, go and subscribe to Guitar Center right now. I've included the link to the original video in the description down below. Go and click on that and give the original video a like as well too. And on this video, my video, leave a comment on what you'd like to see me react to next. Thanks for checking out this video. If you like what you saw, please subscribe, click the notification bell, like, comment, and share. It doesn't cost a thing and would really help out the channel. Also, please subscribe to my other channel, GK Mac Music, for some live looping live streams with a side of jackassery, some original music, and some short content, also with a side of jackassery. If you'd like to help out the channel financially, you can buy some merch at the merch store, or you can become a channel member. As always, everyone, thanks so much for your continued support. Do what makes you happy.